Write a two-sentence horror story about a hospital.
After giving birth, I asked when the young redhead nurse will be back with my baby. There's apparently no nurses working here by that description.
Write a two-sentence horror story about a Walmart.
I frantically ran to Walmart's customer service to pick up my son who got lost in the store. Nice try, sir. His father already picked him up.
Write a two-sentence horror story about dating apps.
Tinder is completely useless and I don't have a single match. If I don't find another way to start a campfire tonight, I'll freeze to death.
Write a two-sentence horror story about a battery.
Battery at 1%. I looked at Earth one last time before my suit ran out of power.
Write a two-sentence horror story about a babysitter.
It's okay, darling. The new babysitter is here to put you to bed. My mother said as she hugged me and smiled at the young woman behind her. I'm surprised she couldn't feel me shaking as I looked upon the face that I'd been seeing outside my window for weeks.
Write a two-sentence horror story about a bug.
It seems you have discovered an entirely new type of termite. I felt the terror rise in my chest as the doctor turned around with the X-rays. This also explains the aching you've been feeling in your bones.
Write a two-sentence horror story about a doctor's office.
The tests are negative. You are not pregnant. The doctor said. I have no idea what the thing in your body is.
Write a two-sentence horror story about a boat.
Please take me instead, I screamed, grabbing at the two men who took my child. Sorry, ma'am. Children only, they said as they continued loading up the last lifeboat on the ship.
Write a two-sentence horror story about a pet.
Good girl, I murmured to my beloved dog as the first tears slid down my face. I didn't think her little teeth would hurt this bad, but it's been 3 days since I fell and there's no need for us both to starve.
Write a two-sentence horror story about a stalker.
They say we have a primal sense that we can just feel when someone is watching us. It's been a few weeks, and it's clear that you do not have that sense.
Write a two-sentence horror story about actors.
Okay, Larry. For this underwater scene, Julia will be pretending to drown but will hold up 3 fingers when she needs air. Okay, Julia. If you need air during your underwater scene, just wave your hands, and Larry will hand you the scuba mask.
Write a two-sentence horror story about Pinocchio.
Finally, I have the house to myself, the boy said when he threw himself on the couch. Pinocchio's dread grew as fast as his nose did when the words left his mouth.
Write a two-sentence horror story about a time travel.
So it's 2023. The time traveler said. Very early, and from the looks of it, he muttered under his breath.
Write a two-sentence horror story about a dog.
I've been chained here for a week, suffering under the scorching sun with no food or water. And I'm beginning to fear the worst. Maybe I'm not such a good boy after all.
Write a two-sentence horror story about the beach.
I love going to the beach and watching the difference between the low and high tides. Although this tide has been very low for quite some time.